Good morning. Good morning. Today is June 2nd. Welcome to the Ox Life Podcast, episode 3. I am your co-host, Kennel, accompanied by
Keys, a.k.a. Q Daddy.
Stop saying that, dude.
Yes.
Nobody's calling you Q Daddy. You know
Nobody.
you're the only one that call yourself Q Daddy?
Nobody.
First of all, why are you calling yourself Q Daddy? Why did you add Daddy at the end of Q? That's,
We'll call me Q the baby then.
you know what?
Or call me
Anyway.
Spicy Q. I like that one better.
Anyway.
Also accompanied by...
Cederico.
Who calls you Cederico?
There's a lot of
I
people that call me
understand it.
Cederico.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
willing to call him Cederico.
I'm not willing to
There-
call
there's
him
a few.
anything that's
There's quite a
respectful.
few. There's quite a few. You're just
Mm.
mad because nobody want to call you as Q Daddy and Q.
Remember
What?
you? Remember we used to use the initials QT.
You used
And
to.
you
No
used to say the
one
name
knows.
very fast.
You use that.
I like the selective memory that you just made up all of a sudden.
It's out of order.
Right.
Cedric used to call me that.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I called you that one time.
Well,
Yes,
well, how's everybody's week been? I mean, what's going on? Any new updates for anybody? What's happening?
You know, we going good. I was kind of happy about a little something.
Okay.
Cardi B released a new song called Press. I will be.
What's that with 21 Savage, right? Down
No,
the-
that's
No,
Kalash.
no, no.
I think that's Wish Wish.
Oh, whoops.
Nah, forget that song. We talk about
Nice.
press. So I felt
Yeah.
like I'd share that with you all.
Oh,
Been
nice.
bumping it since it came out.
That's nice.
I'm a big fan of Cardi. Hey, baby.
Cancel Cardi B.
Ditto.
No, I'm not canceling
Who,
Cardi
by
B.
the way, was supposed to show for Summer Jam yesterday, and
She didn't show up.
it's been canceled because she's had surgery complications or post-surgery.
Oh.
So she's
Yeah,
missed
Cardi
out on
need to
that.
get her
It's being
thing right.
postponed to September.
So fans like
Sheesh.
me can still drill and drool and drip over her. So it is what it is.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Leave
nice.
Cardi alone.
You're right. My bad. I didn't mean to interfere in your update there. What
My
about
week.
you? I'm sorry.
How was my week? It was cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Been digging deep this week trying to job search for a new gig. I'm looking for a game changer, so
Mm.
I've been. I hate when he does. That's supposed to be jerk off. Yeah, but other than that, smooth sailing.
Gotcha.
We got pretty drunk yesterday.
Well, okay.
Chippendales is hiring.
That would explain the tardiness.
Is that even a place still?
Mm-hmm. Specifically for you.
Anyway. Yeah, so that was my week.
Gotcha.
Yours, Nelly?
Yeah, well, for our audience, if you got new gigs, send them Skeeter's way. Put them in the
Please.
comments, feedback, something.
Please add me, DM me, all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Help one another. As far as my week, man, it's been good. We had that Monday off, so it was a really good start to the week. Was able to get through a short week. Can't complain. My kids that I dealt with or worked with, I shouldn't say dealt with. It sounds like they're a problem, but the kids that I
Like
worked with
juveniles.
have been really, really good, competitive, good week of competition. So I'm happy about that.
That's good.
Happy to be
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Happy to be here. Do our podcast, man.
Do they
Hell
still
yeah.
got detention centers for the kids?
The
I
Barron
think
Center
so.
still
Like
exists.
the Barron Center is still up,
Really?
but I'm not sure how it's being utilized right now. So,
Hmm.
so yeah.
Because I rarely hear of it with these crazy kids nowadays. You never hear anybody going to.
Kids need more than
the
just
detention.
detention centers now.
Well, you know what's going on with that.
That's
It's,
just a lost
it's
thing.
literally a school to prison pipeline, but we'll save that for another show.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That was a haymaker right there.
Yeah, it was.
Moving on. So we got our 2 cents of recent events. Just again our segment where we kind of talk about something that might have happened this week, something we want to give our take on. Does anybody want to start first?
I'll be so out of the loop.
Yeah.
Did anything special happen this week?
I will. Yeah, I guess I'll go then.
ahead.
My 2 cents on recent events is just about R. Kelly. So he just recently got hit with 11 new counts of like sexual abuse and assault. And at this point, I'm just ready for R. Kelly to be put underneath the jail.
He's
I'm
fried.
just
No.
tired of hearing about this man. It's a shame what he's done to these women. It's a shame what his circle has enabled him to do. I just want R. Kelly to be put underneath the jail.
Fried
He gets
his
one more count of
ass.
anything. If he gets a speeding ticket, I just want him underneath the jail. So,
Saute him.
tired of hearing about
Fry
him.
his ass.
It would satisfy me if they put
Mhm.
like the book Green Eggs and Ham in front of him and say, "Read this."
What?
What would that accomplish?
You want him to
What
read
would
a
that
book
accomplish?
of green eggs and ham?
Because he can't read.
Oh God!
He can't?
Still?
R. Kelly can't read?
No,
Yeah.
no.
You know what? When I was watching that, what was it, that documentary they put out on What they put it on?
Oh, was it the
Lifetime
interview?
on Oxygen?
Oh, I think the interview talking about where he goes nuts. Oh wait, no,
Nah, it was
I know.
really
Okay,
a
yeah,
documentary.
yeah,
And they said in his early years he couldn't read, but I didn't know that's
yeah.
still the fact.
Yeah.
Anyway, fry his ass,
Kindergarten level.
saute him, let him rot, scumbag.
Still going.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to.
No,
Because
people,
his music is still good. a
yeah,
little
it's still
bit.
timeless, but fuck him.
Yeah.
Like I can't just say.
Can't publicly support him right now. Yeah, it's not the best thing to do. Understood.
I'm lost at what to
Understood.
do with Robert. So
Damn, Robert.
Mhm.
Well, the NBA, game 2 of the finals tonight. That's what I've been anticipating all
Right.
week.
Right.
I got Warriors. I had a first game, but
Mm.
Kawhi held it down. And
told you
Siakam
Kawhi was going to do this, Federico.
32.
You did not want to believe me.
What do you mean? I told you Kawhi was going to do that. I said
It was
his-
all Warriors
I
in
s-
the car.
yeah, of course. And I
You
still am.
said
I'm a
Kawhi and the
Warriors
Raptors
fan.
was going to win nothing, and they walked away with Game 1.
I did not say that. I
She
said
did.
Kawhi is
Yes,
going
you
to come
did,
through.
Cedric. I got the memory
Yeah.
of an elephant.
Game 2, Warriors.
You called it. Calling it.
I'm Stephen A. Smith in this one.
It's on tape. It's on tape, y'all. So when we come back next week, we're gonna find out if it's real or not.
We
So-
should have said who was going to win the first game. It would have been better.
Yeah. we should've.
Keys.
Mm.
Anyway,
Feel me?
What's your 2 cents on recent? Oh, you said Cardi, right?
No, that was his update. He was
That was
happy
my
about
update. I
that.
just
Oh,
wanted to
for the
give
week.
y'all, let you know that
Mhm.
press was out.
It could count as 2 cents though.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, true. That maybe that can count as 2 cents. Nothing exciting happened.
Jim Jones dropped his new album, Capo. It's fire. We
Good
just listened to it in the car. That
album.
whole joint is crazy. Shout
Did you
to
just
Jim
take over my
Jones.
2 cents in recent events to say capital? You see how you even on podcasting, you're still a ball hog. It doesn't make any difference.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Disrespectful.
I'm just saying. I don't have any 2 cents on recent events. I mean, I got paid this week. That was just about it. Check came. I didn't get fired.
And he spent
Right.
money.
I didn't spend money. Oh, 2 cents on recent events. Yes. So I officially went grocery shopping and I spent way too much money.
Mm-hmm.
So I just officially hate it. I don't like going down aisles. I don't like bumping into people. I think somebody stole some food out of my cart at the register. So I took his license plates number down and everything when we left the store. That's just about it. I don't
I shouldn't ask this because we're gonna get distracted. But what grocery do you think was stolen from your cart?
know. I had Pop-Tarts. They was there. Now they was missing.
So you took this man's license plate
yes, I did. I had a
over
bag of
something.
onions.
over.
Then there was
okay.
one onion left in my cart. I mean, it wasn't being supervised, but
Right.
I don't give you the right to touch my personal things. So, I hate grocery shopping.
Understood.
All right.
Appreciate it.
2 cents on recent events.
Appreciate the insight. So today is June 2nd. We say that because that's obviously it's a new month, but May is the season of graduation. And then just kind of transitioning in today's podcast topic is college worth it? So May, whoever graduated, congratulations.
Congrats.
Been seeing a lot of
Congrats.
stuff on Facebook and everything like that. I'm hoping that I like everything that I see because I enjoy people just, receiving diplomas and just having some type of level of success.
Mhm.
So with that being said, we want to discuss it and just see that if it's worth it or not. I think we have some experiences that are pretty unique, and we just want to share it with you guys today.
Yeah,
so.
unique, all right.
Very
Uh-huh.
unique.
Experience.
Shout out to the grads again.
Mm-hmm.
Even the people who aren't receiving their diplomas and they're just walking, congratulations.
Right.
I know you're going to get your
Right.
diploma in December.
Or even if you're just moving up in grades or just getting courses done, summer courses, whatever, more
Mhm.
power to you. Just keep battling through, and you're gonna be all right.
And even if you're still wearing your cap and gown from last year and you graduated last year and still want to be
You want to be down.
You still want to
They
be down
wanna
with the new
be
graduates. Hey, I'll
down.
fake it till you make it. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So,
Yeah.
ultimately, is college worth it?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are degree holders.
Yeah, but you gotta tread lightly when you say degree holders.
You
though.
guys
It's-
are degree holders, period.
I think college is worth it, but not in the academic sense. I think college is worth it because it can help you. It can help you understand life a tad bit more.
Yeah,
So that's
let's-
why I think it's worth it.
I gotcha. Well, let's hold off on that question though. So what are the initial thoughts on just like education in general, just whether it be college or whatever? What's your initial thoughts on that? We'll
hate
say
it.
that for the end,
I hate
just
it.
to wrap it up or summarize.
I hate the idea of
You
college.
hate the idea
I
of
hate
college. Okay.
everything about it. It's just the fact that we're attending a university that we have to pay for or be
Mhm.
funded by, spend 4 years at that university, not making any money, not doing. I mean, there are alternatives with college, but you're making shit just to graduate, to find a job under my major or minor, just to pay off what I just went through for 4 years. That's dumb. That's stupid. That's stupid logic. That's dumb. I hate it. I hate it. And even education wise,
That's interesting.
are we really learning? Are we really learning anything, or are we? I don't know. I hate it. I hate it.
Okay. So his initial thoughts of that he hates it.
I hate it.
You want to go or should I?
You go ahead.
So let me be completely transparent. I am a degree holder. I hold 3 degrees. I double majored. Like
Hold on, he said
I had
3.
3 degrees. I double majored at MCLA. Shout out to the Mountain Lions. Used to be
Mountain Lions.
Trailblazers. But yeah, so I double majored in psych and sociology, and then I went to Suffolk for further education and got my grad degree in mental health counseling. So for me to sit here and say that it would be worthless would be hypocritical, and it would
Absolutely.
be all for nothing. So I just want to make it very clear and transparent where I stand, what I have. And so, my initial thoughts is that I had fun. It was a good experience. I think I've learned a lot. I think I've been able to separate myself from some of my counterparts with my education, and I think because of that, I can kind of stand out. So, I think it's helpful. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think
It
I can top
enhances.
what you just said though. It's just
You can though, like
just
you're a degree holder as well. Why
I
are we gonna
mean,
not act
no,
like we?
because you just put it, man. You put it too perfect for anybody. Like I don't know how to.
You can repeat everything I said.
Wow.
You're a degree holder as well.
I have 2
Yeah.
degrees. I
Tell
have.
him. Tell him.
He has
Tell
2
him.
degrees too.
I have-
We went through this. So there's no reason to be
Right.
shy. Like,
Right.
I have 2 degrees. One
Uh-huh.
in I have an associate's and I have a bachelor's.
mhm.
But when you're majoring
tell
in
'em-
something,
Tell him under what? What you got degrees in?
it's just business. I got
Oh,
2 degrees.
business.
It's nothing
This
to
guy
brag
about to
about.
have his own
It's pretty
office
general.
soon.
I got an office now, but
Shout out to
it's
Tom.
pretty it's pretty general in a sense of what I got a degree in. But I just feel like just because you're majoring something in school doesn't necessarily mean this is what you're going to be doing when you graduate.
Right.
Because what I graduated with isn't technically what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was business, but I'm still in the same. It's still in the same category, but I work in property management, and none of what I learned is
applied. to
is
what you're
applied to this. Is applied to this. So I think I like college. I like college.
Initial thoughts. I like it.
I like
I like it.
college.
doing. So I attended 1 year at Bunker Hill Community.
Mm-hmm.
So you was
Shout-
college-esque.
Shout out to facts. Shout out to Bunker Hill Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Although I ain't never played a lick of shit in basketball over there.
Mhm.
I will say this: going there gave me a sense of independence, where you literally have to be on top of everything that you do over there when it comes to registering for classes, going to the damn financial aid office, which I was doing every fucking 3 days, attending the classes, being punctual with the projects and papers, with all that stuff. So it gives you a sense of strong independence, of you being on your own and handling everything on your own. That's one thing I actually learned from that. But outside of that, kiss my ass.
Mm. Okay. So I got more initial thoughts here.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we got to dive into this
Absolutely.
right about now. So the first question for college is why is college held to the highest standard of success?
Because it's the American dream. Fuck
What,
outta here.
what do we mean when we
But
say
you feel like college how I feel about social media a little bit. Because
Practically.
you because you're bashing it right
Yeah,
about now.
absolutely. And I'm gonna continue
So-
to bash it.
What do we mean by like the highest level of success? Or what are we
It's
saying?
like
when
it's
we say
held
that?
to the standard. Like, in order to be the best you can be, in order to live out your dream, you have to go through college. Point blank,
disagree.
period. That's what we're told. That's what we've been conditioned to leave, and that's what we're currently going through from 4 generations. So yeah, why does college have to be the peak to be successful in life?
You're making this very complicated, Skeeter.
No, I'm not.
I don't think it's held to a standard of success because it's really on a to each your own basis. It doesn't necessarily have to apply to you. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing anything bad in life if you don't go. But I think to the higher standard would be your own personal success. If you feel as if this is something that you need to accomplish, maybe it's a family issue or a family thing. That's the reason why they make it a standard at all. I think. Let me just say this: college isn't for everybody, right? It's not. If you're not in college, there are millions. There's millions of ways for you to get an education, and a lot of different aspects of it.
Get that money.
I just think college it's put there because, I mean, jobs do take it into consideration, like heavily, and like I said, I just think the success is a personal thing. I don't think somebody's pointing a finger at you and saying, no, you need this or else this is gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on it.
I don't feel like college is held to the highest degree. I would never look at somebody who doesn't have a bachelor's degree and be like, you know what, I'm a better person than you, or what have you. But I'm not going to sit here in front and act like I'm not going to be in a better situation because I'm educated and that you're not. So I think with education helps you in a certain situation. Like, it helps you stand out in comparison to other people who don't have it. I think when you have that education, it can show that you've been through some type of schooling and you have some idea of whatever field it is that you're trying to get involved in. And so I don't think it's held to the highest level of success. I mean, there are plenty of people that we know, celebrities mostly, who don't have degrees, and I mean, they're pretty successful. Just seeing that quality of living. So it's not the end all be all, but at the same time, it's like, I think it's relevant.
I think it's relevant. It does make you stand out in a room full of people, but at the same time, it also lets people know that you've taken the time out to do this right now, because it's not the easiest thing to do. College is not easy at all, no matter where you go.
I only lasted a year, so that's good testament right there.
I mean, when people get there, it's a different story than telling people you want to go. So if you wanting to do something is different than you actually being in it and you seeing it for yourself. If this is not something for you, then why waste your time? You know, especially if you're thinking a certain way about it, there's no need to do all of that. So
I think it's just more than education. I mean, not everybody that goes to college is smart, and I think a lot of times we get caught up in that idea. I met a lot of dumb people with degrees.
Yeah, me.
So, but it's the experience. Like, I can appreciate someone who's been through college because I know what it takes. Like, I know what the late nights are. I feel like I can read more into people and like their personality traits, knowing what they've been through, because I've been through a similar situation. And I can relate to that, and I would have more respect for somebody who's been through it. Just knowing what it takes. Like, oh, okay. Like,
and you can.
It's been a struggle. Like.
Yeah, I was about to say, because there's a real live struggle within college, but it can be the same as if some person is not going to college and I'm struggling to learn new things. I feel like it's a similar thing with it. So
listen, my first year in college, I was on academic probation. Like,
I was on
academic
about 3-4
probation.
times.
I was on general behavioral probation. Like, it was not easy at all. It just, it took a lot for me to learn. Like, this is not high school anymore.
Absolutely.
I almost got kicked out.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that being said, how useful is a college degree in today's society?
Go ahead.
I think useful is such a hard word. No one's like, I don't walk into jobs like, oh, here's a degree, sir. Like, hire me. So useful, but does it matter? Yeah, I think it matters a lot in today's society. When you have so many people applying for the same jobs, how is it that you pick a certain candidate? Like, I mean, I would never go to a doctor who didn't have certain credentials. I don't think anybody would. So, like, it matters. Like, you need to be recognized for the credentials that you have in order to be able to provide a service for anybody. Like, so it matters a lot. I mean, useful. It's hard to decipher that. that kind of situation. But it does matter a lot in today's society.
So, Skeeter, you don't think it's useful?
This is for you guys. You got
Well,
a
you're a
degree
part of
holder,
like
so-
I mean
But
your
we-
experience makes it.
I guess it all
balances it
depends
out.
because like when after you graduate and you're an officially and a degree holder, I feel like
Say degree holder
companies-
like it's like a like you name calling like degree holder, Skywalker, like jerk. Like,
That's what I think. I think degree holder means asshole in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
I think you trying
Nah.
to come for
What, you
us.
calling
right
us
now.
pompous?
all
Like,
of a sudden- nah,
you
I'm not.
educated folk out there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I feel like when these companies look when they're looking for prospects, I feel like they look more so. What experience do you have that's relatable to the position you're applying for, rather than looking at the degree like, oh, because there's plenty of people who have masters and have bachelors and all of that. Exactly.
You go pat yourself on your back.
That's being
I sure
overlooked.
as hell am, yeah.
They're being overlooked by people who has experience with that field. So the people with the experience get picked first. But it's just like if I just went through 4 years getting this, applying all the tools mentally, why can't I be the first candidate? You skip my name and go on to the people with experience. It just doesn't add up. So it's just like,
Well, things can't happen.
what did I get to this degree for if I'm applying to a job which I'm studying in and still get looked over? Like that makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. If anything, if I have a master's, I should be able to get that job. Point blank period. That's just me looking from the outside looking in.
Yeah,
If I have a master's and I'm applying to a corporate job where like the top agency, like Fortune 500 fucking company, I should be able to get that. Like, why am I disqualified?
But being in school doesn't necessarily mean you're absolutely prepared for this position, though. It takes time it takes a good amount of time for you to build up from finishing school to getting a job and then working your way up that way. Sometimes people have that benefit when they're done with college. They got a nice, good job waiting for them. They have a nice, good internship somewhere that's going to later turn into a job. They have people around them with the experience in certain fields that are able to walk them through what they want to do. I'm like, I just can't see it happening like, okay, yeah, I got my master's, so you need to hire me right now.
Yeah, that would be a little naive to think that.
It's like you're putting yourself on a pedestal to make it seem as if, okay, I have my master's degree, you need to hire me because I know this. When there's 1,000 people in front of you with degrees and more time on the job as potential candidates coming in, they're gonna get picked because they know these things. Oh, and they also have a degree,
Right.
So it's a win-win type of thing.
So
Yeah,
what I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm playing devil's advocate all motherfucking show. So
Essentially, you are devil's advocate.
Yeah, I
though,
am.
to us. Like, yeah,
pretty much, it's like, okay, do I have to, in order to get that position, I have to work my way up? Like for the next 3-4 months, like I have to be.
It
broke.
sometimes don't even
Like,
take 3, but that's what I'm saying. There's a struggle behind it. You struggle to get through college to fix it,
which is
and-
why I hate it.
But you did these things, and now you're out of school. Now you have to see what the actual world, the real world is in terms of working and applying to jobs and applying yourself to these jobs. Like you said, you can't just. It's like being a rapper, knowing you nice, but you walking into and you don't really have any type of
Leverage.
substance
Yeah.
behind what you're saying you're doing, except for just a few things. If you
Yeah.
walk into a record label and you tell them you need to sign me right now because
I'm dope.
I'm
That's
dope,
not
I'm
gonna
the
work.
shit, you ain't gonna find nobody else like
Right.
me. But then you have somebody else who comes in with a better catalog,
And
they know
albums,
people.
albums, EPs,
Out-
have views on
they-
YouTube.
they have
like
this-
they have
There's
that.
this thing behind them that you can actually work with.
Mhm.
But like I said, people will take gambles. They'll take a gamble on somebody who just graduated with a master's or has a degree somewhere. They will, just because they feel as if they're able to mold you into how they want you to work for them. So
And they can also probably get you for cheap. I mean, no one's really hiring off of experience unless you have overwhelming
Yeah.
experience. Like if you're 5, 7, 10 years into a certain field and you kind of know things front and back, then like yeah, you can get hired someone over education. But if that job requires you to be educated and you have experience, like it's just not going to work out the
Mhm.
same. And
Yeah.
so. But I also think they're trying to add experience now into school, into grad school by having internships. So that way you're getting the experience
Non-paid,
throughout
some
college.
majority non-paid internships,
I
which
mean,
is
well,
Yeah,
dumb.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
you're gonna
yeah,
get
some
that
paid.
though.
But you can also
Fucking
finagle
dumb.
that into a job. Like I know I was working in DYS and I was offered a job. Now I wasn't getting licensure at the time, so like it just didn't make sense. And they hired someone from underneath, which was easier transition. But I mean, I would have been offered a job off of that internship, and I wasn't being paid initially. So
You had to write the first on intern shit. That's what
Intern.
it is.
internship. I mean, it's an experience to kind of
Like,
learn
you
and grow.
traumatized
I
off of
know,
something
man.
like-
Who
Oh.
hurt you? Like,
Like,
No,
what's
I-
what
going
internship
on?
hurt you?
I told y'all.
Who hurt you,
I'm
Cedric?
waking up today and I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm not discouraging
Did a certain
anybody.
professor
anybody
say
who-
something to you?
Yeah.
Did you get jumped by the students? Like, what about life? What
Get
about
stuffed
the
in a
college?
locker?
Nah, I didn't like my math teacher.
Okay.
I mean, was it? I don't think it was.
I don't
math,
like
Because
but-
now
math,
you making me
period.
feel bad for having a degree. Like, I'm
I'm
not shit.
actually.
Yeah.
I'm not actually. I was actually congratulating. I was your biggest supporter, both of you guys,
Okay,
if
yeah.
you remember.
I think you were highlighting like what experiences we've gone through. So
Mhm.
I don't feel like you were trying to take shots.
Fuck it. Okay, so what are the pros of attending college? I'll
Yeah.
say, well, you meet new people, obviously.
Mhm.
Networking,
Network.
right?
There's plenty of things to engage in.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, for me, again, I'm just going to refer from the last couple questions. It's independence. You get a strong
Yeah.
form of independence
Mm-hmm.
where you have control. You literally have control, and you have to have control over every little thing that you do. Because one missed detail that can derail your whole shit off.
Mm.
That's it for me.
Easy.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely networking that comes about. You know, you kind of get to meet new people. I went to school in Western Mass. I met a lot of people from New York. Still don't like New York. I like some people from New York, but I do not like the state or city of New York entirely.
Why y'all like New York?
It's just
Sheesh.
busy. It's just congested. Bad experience.
city that
Every
never
time I
sleeps.
go there, it's a bad experience.
That's literally the city that never sleeps. Like, you would
Yeah.
literally see people just casually walking at 4 a.m. Like,
right.
how, bro?
Getting a slice of pizza from
Why,
somewhere.
bro?
More power to him. Yeah, but also just on a personal level, I know I got to play like collegiate basketball,
Mhm.
and that was something that I always wanted to do. So getting to travel, we got to go to Ohio, got to go to I don't know the name of Cleveland Stadium, but like when LeBron was playing, we got to see the banner. Got to
You
go
got
to
to see. You got to see Bronny.
no, I seen the poster. I didn't really get to go inside and stuff like that. But we traveled to Philly. I got to go to a Temple game.
Nice.
Got to kind of travel around the nation for a
Mhm.
little bit, and that's an experience that I wouldn't have had if I didn't go to college and play basketball. And you know, that's something I'm passionate about, and I got to play. So that was a pro in itself, just being able to travel, be a part of a team, kind of a brotherhood. I just seen my man T-Mobile the other day. Shouted out the car. Shout out to him.
Mm.
But yeah, like it's
So
a lot of pros to
Because
it.
you talking like you retired from basketball a little bit.
Listen, man,
I
just,
get this retired vibe now. It's
listen,
like
I
you
just-
good.
try to shadow and teach the youth a little bit.
There
you
you
know?
go.
You making this sound this happened like 20 years ago.
Listen, it feels like it. Not getting
Facts.
up like
No,
I
no,
used to.
no. Yeah, it's
But just other pros, you know, I feel like I learned a lot once I started to apply myself. And then, you know, you learn a lot about yourself more
You do.
entirely
You
in
do.
college. It's just like, you know, how do I manage my time? How do I
Mhm.
manage money?
mhm.
How do I manage my emotions when
Mhm.
like things are not going the same? Like, you know, I was far away from home, so like how do I manage that? And, like I'm homesick. Like, you know, you just learn a lot about yourself and like what you prioritize moving forward and then what you don't want to deal with moving forward. It's a growing experience, and so I got that from college. That's a pro.
The pros from college. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, huh? You got plenty of those, I
I
bet.
can go, Skeeter. Relax.
I
Mm.
bet.
Stop it. Don't make me.
Down memory lane, huh?
The pros of college. My pros of college is liquor, alcohol, women.
Give me chills.
Mm-hmm.
Just got chills.
You know, the pros for me personally from college is it lets you know, like, forget academics, forget classes, forget teachers,
Mhm.
forget all of that. When you get to college, it gives you a sense of who your friends are. I feel like that's a pro to me. It gives you it teaches you more about relationships with people. It teaches you more about the different types of people that you're going to come across for the rest of your life. It does teach you independence, but with independence, you need to take on a certain responsibility since you are now independently, taking care of yourself within college. I just learned more about college in that sense than actually academics. I can sit there and do the work whenever I choose to. Can't remember if I ever did work in college, but
Mhm.
Nice.
I did work in college 'cause I got 2 degrees.
Oh yeah.
So
just rub it in my face.
no pause, but no, no, but those are the pros to me. I don't really have anything else academically. It can teach you some stuff. It can teach you how to bust your ass to read and do something that you're going to forget within a year. So that's just about it.
The cons.
I'll go with this. The only con I feel like I ever had coming out of college was just debt. That was it. That's
Facts.
the only thing I regret is just financial debt. I don't regret any other experience. Well, actually, I feel like I went to the wrong school. I wish I would have went to Bridgewater instead. But that's just a personal choice that I made. And looking back, if I could change things, I would have went to a different school.
Yeah.
But the only regret I had was just debt.
Cons of college would be debt. It would be more debt. And then there would be debt again.
Right.
There's like the con is actually being out there by yourself trying to get yourself started would be the con for me, because now you've completed this and now you like shit. So where do I go from here now?
Mm-hmm.
What other places do I gotta look into? It just, I don't know. There's so many pros to college. I never really looked at cons except for debt, because you are basically repaying that back for the rest of your life.
And even with debt, like I don't regret betting on myself. I don't regret
Exactly.
investing money into, helping me further grow as a person and just through job professions at all. Like that's the investment it took. I bet on myself, and that's what it is. Like I had that debt. I don't regret that.
Everything's a
con.
damn con.
Wow.
But another con to that is another con. Let's switch it a little bit. Another
switch it.
con to college, right?
Yeah.
Over your college years, if you're with certain people, relationships die,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're just walking past these people in school. Another con would be. Go ahead.
Is that a con though? Because even college or without, like I'm sure there's people who've outgrown certain friendships even without college. There's people who just don't mesh anymore. We're not the same people we were 7 years ago.
Of course.
And we found new ways to be friends to one another. Like who I was 7 years ago probably isn't beneficial to you anymore. Like that Canal isn't helpful to Marquise. So I need to renew what it is that it's important to you so that I can be the best friend that I can be.
Well, the thing about the reason why I'm saying that the con is now you have this type of now you have this type of mindset. Now you have this thing is okay. These are the things that happened before, and it's kind of helping you out in the future to let you know this is how people really are. But also it can damage you a little bit. College can be very stressful. It can be very depressing at a certain time, and because things can be very overwhelming for you as for it to be a con for college. So it can put you in a place wherein it's like you'll contemplate everything, every single thing. But like I said, it's a case by case thing. People handle stress and other things very differently than one another. So you would only be able to know through conversation about college. So
Moving on. Are we actually learning useful material, or are we regurgitating info for exam purposes?
hell no. You guys.
Wait, what?
No, I'm
Are
not
we
regurgitating.
actually-
Wait, repeat the question. 'Cause
Are
I
we-
don't know what your answer was. You said
Are
hell
we
no, but I don't know.
actually learning useful
Yeah.
material, or are we regurgitating info for exam purposes?
You said hell no?
I don't think so. Because like I said, what I'm doing
No,
now,
I'm not questioning. I didn't.
We're learning we're fucking like little hamsters and gerbils, which is like running the same.
I mean, well, you
fucking
never
wheel.
know. when
Open
you're
up a
gonna-
book, read. It's like, all right. You want us to read, and then what? Like what? Are we applying what's in this damn book to the outside world?
Relax, calm
No,
down,
we're
Cedric.
regurgitating info with fucking robots. We're just absorbing information. I'll say 80% of the info we're absorbing is not going to be applied out in the outside world.
Well, I can't
just
completely
not.
agree with that.
I don't give a damn. That's what I'm paying out there. We're regurgitating shit. We're not really. We're probably learning 10%, maybe 20% of the time. The rest we're just using that type of info just for a damn exam. A 16-page fucking memoir of bullshit. Like,
Wow.
what the hell? We got to 16 pages for
on,
what?
Cedric, relax.
Am I gonna write a book? I was like, what? Are
First
we
of
writing
all-
16 pages for a project?
Don't
What
look at me
for?
when you make these snappy remarks. Now
No,
I'm thinking you talking to
I'm
me.
generally speaking. What's the point
Yeah.
of this 16-page ass? I just don't understand it. This, yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
He just like 3-0'd everybody right now.
There's a lot of shit that pisses me
Coming
off
out
about
shooting.
college.
Coming out shooting. So I think we are actually learning in college. I think what your question is referring to, I think on a high school level, we're definitely regurgitating information. I think on a high school level, that needs to be changed. A lot of the information we learned in high school, we never did apply, like Pythagorean theorem, certain algorithms. We don't apply that in just today's life. And I think in high school, you need to regurgitate that information for SATs and for like MCAS. So when it comes to those certain standardized tests, you need to be able to regurgitate and memorize that stuff so you can pass it. Now that needs to be changed on that level. As far as college, I think we are learning, and what you apply is how you take it. So if you learn it, you can apply it. I think in college you're given like a toolbox, and it's your job to take the information and give yourself tools so that moving forward you're prepared to deal with something that you've learned. So
You hear that,
yeah.
Cedric? A toolbox.
It's a toolbox. Like
Uh-huh.
it's just something for you to be prepared with. So if I go into a situation, I know like throughout school, there's some information that I can retain or that was pertinent to the situation, and I'm gonna apply it accordingly. Like I've been given a toolbox from my school to be prepared for situations that come about, and I think that's what that situation is. But regurgitating, no. High school level, yes. College, no. Grad school, no. Don't have time to regurgitate there. Like that information needs to be precious and vital to whatever it is that I'm applying it to.
So clearly you're super duper against college. Do you feel the same way about high school?
What do you mean?
In the same sense you feel about college, do you feel the same way about high school?
Yes.
You feel the same way about high school?
Yes.
Then on the same level that you feel about
Yep.
college. Why?
I honestly feel like it's all the damn same from elementary through college.
I'm not going that far. I think kids need to get
Jeez,
educated
Well,
in
let's-
some manner.
let's-
It needs to be
I
changed.
Hold on.
say
You
from
good?
like 4th grade up.
What happened this morning?
Nothing.
It was the coffee?
Nope. That
You
made me feel
like
alive.
you
Oh, if
you
I
just
didn't have
told
that
every
coffee,
kid.
if I didn't have coffee, it would have been much more worse than what I'm saying right now.
I mean, you have the platform, so just
That's what I'm saying. If I didn't have coffee,
I
it would have been
think,
much
yeah.
more worse.
I think the high school level, there needs to be some things that are addressed, and I think there are certain financial courses that kids need to take in high school level as opposed to what they're taking now. And so high school needs to be changed. I feel kind of similar to you. I wouldn't say it's completely worthless. Like I wouldn't say like, yeah, nah, high school, nah, skip it. Like whatever, do something else. But there are certain courses that need to be addressed in high schools now. Like I think we change as a society, and with that, the needs of kids have to be addressed in that high school. So
like literature and comprehending things and stuff like that.
So how do you feel, Marquise?
About what?
just, or yeah.
All right.
Well, you asked a question
you
about
just
high
said
school.
hell
No, he said that about your
No,
last
I just
question, but
wanted
as
to
far as
know
high
if
school,
if you feel the same way about high school than you do
Oh.
college. That was
Yeah.
all. That
Do
was
you
all.
feel
But
the same?
clearly you. No, I don't feel the same. I feel like high school is a stepping stone for everything. Middle school is a stepping stone. It just prepares you for the next step in life
yeah,
around your age. Like
Right.
these are the things you need to do now. These are the things that are going to happen.
right.
These are the things you do need to learn. Like,
Yeah.
and even if it's everything, at least if you get the basic stuff down, you straight. Like,
or even just learning structure in high school. Just
Mhm.
like, 7 o'clock is this way, just kind of learning how to structure your life and how to just manage that
Yeah,
time, I think is important.
Did not,
But
does that not feel like jail to y'all? Like 7 o'clock, you gotta do
no,
this.
I have-
10:15 is lunchtime.
But
That's
you
like
got you
I
got to
have
think about
free
it.
will. Like,
You're under your
Yeah.
parents' care, so you ain't got
Yeah.
no choice at this point to do it unless you this rebellious teenager that don't want school or anything to help you in life.
I went to, I was actually a good kid.
like there are some
It's all
things
about
in high
work.
school that need to be addressed. There should be some more life courses that help kids understand
Yeah,
what they
yeah,
want to
yeah,
do,
yeah.
maybe identify
I'm
their
for that.
strengths so that they can better be prepared moving forward. I would agree with that, and I think there's some regurgitation on a high school level, but I think it's needed.
So
Is college? Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Is,
I'll-
go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go.
Dude,
ahead.
we're not gonna keep doing this back and forth. What, you kidding
I'll
me?
go ahead.
No, but I was just gonna go to the next question in terms
Yeah.
of if is it worth being a lifetime debt, and I'm 50-50 with it.
Duh.
The debt is not a good thing at all because it messes you up for the future, especially if you're not on top of these
Yeah.
things.
Um,
In another sense, yes, I think the debt is worth it because you are getting the essential tools, like Canel said, to continue on in life. I'm not saying that you need college, but things in college can help you better prepare for your life.
Mhm.
So like I said, I'm on the fence with it. Like, is the debt worth it and stuff like that? I mean, yes, it is, but no, because nobody likes fucking debt. Right? No.
On average, do
Oh,
I
shit.
think 50,000 in fucking debt is worth it? Fuck no. In those 4 years, I probably could have made $50,000 and then some. But now you're setting me, possibly my kids, and possibly my fucking kids' generation back. And now I have to work 3 times as harder than a normal fucking American.
But you can drop
just
out
to
of
get
college
all of
whenever
that
you want
shit
to.
back. Okay, but I'm just saying, it's called the work. No, it is not, because you're setting myself and generations and my
But you
family
can't-
back.
But ain't you setting yourself up for that, though?
Huh?
Ain't you setting yourself up for that?
What do you mean? Am I setting myself up for what?
Are you setting yourself up for the lifetime debt of college? If you feel that
if I
way, then
follow-
why continue?
Huh?
If you feel that way, then like if you're a student coming in and you feel like this is going to be the biggest debt of your life, then
You can pull out. Nobody said that you couldn't. I'm just saying, if I wanted to follow through, if I think the American dream lies behind this degree, I'm going to follow through. But no, if I know that if I don't land a job outside of that, and I know I'm going to be $100 or thousands of dollars in debt, it's just like, the fuck did I do this for?
so does debt.
I actually seen the videos of people burning their degrees because they're like working at Starbucks and like they're still struggling.
I'm not
People
burning
3
my
years after
degree.
grad.
People
like,
burn jerseys and that
Yeah,
stuff like
people
that.
just do. They go to the extreme for everything, so it's not.
I mean, that's telling.
All right.
So is debt good?
So is college worth lifetime debt?
Yeah.
No. But at the same time, what is worth lifetime debt?
Yeah.
Nothing is. Nothing is worth living the rest of your life paying off, whether it be a car, a house. I don't feel like anything is worth lifetime debt at all. So, yeah, it's not worth it. But then again, nothing is. Like, I would never want to sign up for something knowing, like, it has life repercussions. Like, oh, I'll be paying this for the rest of my life. Like, I would never want to deal with that.
Mhm.
So, it's not worth it. But then again, nothing is. So, that's my stance on that.
So, besides the debt, is college beneficial for you? Did you benefit from college?
I benefited from college. It was helpful. I got to learn a lot about myself, a lot of like my strengths and a lot of my weaknesses, which was most important. You don't really know what your weaknesses are until you're put through some adversity, and it's like, you know what, this is where I struggle at, and this is something that I need to be aware of moving forward, so that I can avoid being in these situations. So I just worked to make that weakness a strength. So yeah, it was helpful for me, and like I said, I got to play college ball, and that's what I wanted to do. That's something I could tell my kids about, and yeah, so it was worth it. It's beneficial.
I think it's beneficial as well because like I said, I learned a lot about myself as
Yeah.
well. I learned a lot because I went to school and I commuted and I worked.
Right.
So it lets me know that I do have some type of structure in life. It
Mhm.
lets me know that I can work around my time management and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It lets me know how to deal with people on a daily basis.
Mhm.
So I think it's very beneficial from my standpoint. So I don't see why it wouldn't benefit me because I wouldn't be saying right the fuck here. So
Touche.
What about you? Do you feel it's beneficial, Skeeter?
Clearly, no. He doesn't think it's beneficial at
No,
all.
it's beneficial in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm gonna regurgitate this again. The independence part, where you do have control over whatever it is, you get a sense of adulthood. You're not shacking up. If you're on campus, you're not shacking up under your parents anymore. You're literally living on your own. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just get that adulthood vibe when you go to college. That's like the only beneficial thing for me.
Okay. So you say you say it's a benefit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a benefit
So we're all three in agreement.
because you would obviously, what I'll give you a sense of how to approach life outside of college, as far as finding your own house, dealing with people, business approaches, and things of that nature.
So, do you feel as if there could be an alternate route for college, or
Absolutely,
like an option B?
There's plethora of trades out there
True.
where that's game changing. There's plenty of careers you can definitely get in, other than college, where you can make 5 to 6 figures easily. But most people won't tell you that, or
I mean, you
most
gotta ask.
people. Yeah, of course, but most people won't stir you in that direction. The first thing is college. I guarantee you. In 80% of households, they convince you to go to college rather than a trade. And if you don't go to college, that's what you got left. Or they shipping your ass to the army.
I mean, like I said, there are plenty of options that you have other than college. I just don't think closed mouths get fed though. Like you won't know something unless you ask for something, or unless you ask somebody how to do a certain something, or where else that you can go other than college. I mean, in a way, you're still getting the essential tools to do these things. So if it's not college, it's gonna be something else in line where you have to sit there and learn something. Like you're gonna have to do it regardless. So it's like I said, college is not for everybody. There's other means of education elsewhere. College is for people who they're up for the challenge. That's yeah.
Yeah. Just my take, for the sake of time, to be short and simple. I mean, I'm not willing to go out and say that there's a better route than college, because who's to know? Like, it depends on your own individual taste. Like, maybe it is for you, maybe it isn't. So I'm not willing to say that there are better alternatives than to college, but I mean, there are some that exist. Are there days that I wish I would have did like a civil service and been a fireman or policeman? Like, yeah. But I also don't regret the decisions that I made. So just leaving it like that.
I don't think I would ever be a fireman or a policeman.
I'm just saying, civil service, good paying job.
I love my life too much.
Would you
no
encourage your
debt.
children to go?
I would.
I would encourage my children to go.
I would
And
encourage Avery to go.
You would?
Of course.
Okay.
But if she doesn't want to go, then
Yeah.
no.
But that's just children in general. You're not going to force your child to do
But
anything
before I
they
ship
don't
off,
wanna do.
I would give her like, hey, this is what you need to look out for. Here's what you should handle. But overall, experience it for yourself. But I would definitely encourage.
I would
But
encourage my
ultimately,
children.
if she don't want to go, I'm not going to
Yeah, I'll
force
tell
her.
my little badass, big-headed kids in the future to go. Get the hell away from me. Go to school. Be on your own. I give you a little money. If you spend this, don't call me. That's just about it. We can talk another day.
What if they don't? What if they don't want to go?
If they don't want to, then we need to sit down and talk of alternative things to do. You need to have something going on in your life.
Right.
Like I said, college is not the only option that's on the table, but it's a good option to go with. And I wouldn't mind taking on that debt for my own kids to improve their life, their life skills and stuff like that. So
Okay, so what would you suggest first? Would you suggest college?
I would recommend
or
college
trade?
first.
Yep.
If that's something that you don't want to take, then we need to sit down and have a legitimate talk about life and what you want out of it. That's just about it.
I would encourage my kids to go. I think because I have degrees, I can be the example and have the expectation, like, hey, listen, you need to go to school, because I've gone through it, I've done it, and so I would encourage it. Not to repeat everything you said, but if not, then we need to find alternative options. But I'd be damned if you just sat here and was neutral. Like, you need to grow in some form or another. So whether it be military, you pick up a craft, you start cutting hair, whatever you're passionate about, like, okay, let's do it. But you're not going to just sit here.
There
Like,
needs to be.
you need to grow.
You need to establish a certain type of direction for your kids. So
Yeah.
in my head, I think that's a good thing for them to do.
Okay.
Bum 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 bum.
So with all that being said,
Bum, bum, bum,
at the end of it, so college is worth it or no?
Yeah. So I I feel that college is worth it. I think it does more good than it does harm. I just don't see anyone saying like, "Oh my God, I'm paranoid from college" or "I'm traumatized from college." I mean, there could be certain experiences that happen that are unfortunate, but I can't see college being like a bad thing. I think it's worth it. I think everybody should at least do a course or something, just be involved or have some experience. And even if it's not college, like certifications, if you become like a medical assistant, you get certification. If you're a barber, getting licensure, like I think education is important in period.
Technically, there's schooling and everything.
Yeah, like you're never gonna.
You can avoid college,
right? You're gonna have to learn in some sense or another. Even if you sell hot dogs, you need to learn the business and you got to be a licensed vendor. Like there's education and everything. So.
I like that's to piggyback. I do think it's worth it. But like I said, it's a teach your own type of thing. So it is what it is. I'm pretty sure Skeeta is about to dissect everything. Do you need water?
No, I don't. Thanks. I'll get some on the way out. Is college worth it? I suppose. It is worth it just to get the experience. It's a good experience overall. Although I've only been for a year, but within that year, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned to not bullshit myself, which I did for a whole year, and I ultimately paid the price for it. But college is worth it. It's worth the experience. It's worth getting some tools in there. It's good for networking purposes, just to get your foot in the door wherever you're trying to go. So, yeah.
But with all of these opinions on college,
right?
I don't think you should force anything on somebody. Like, it's
Absolutely
not.
not.
You can't tell somebody what's worth it and what's not worth it because everybody needs that personal experience for themselves.
All depends on what matters to you.
Exactly. If you feel like it's not worth it, then don't waste your time because with you not putting that passion and with you not motivating yourself in this situation, it's not going to work out for you.
It's going to translate.
It's not going to work out for you. So that's just about it.
Bum, 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 bum.
So any type of moment of clarity or anything?
Transitioning to our final segment.
Yes, sir.
First, final thoughts. Is that
my
equating that with a moment of clarity? Or
I think it was that final thoughts was is college worth it? Just on that.
Okay, cool.
I just think it's worth it. It was a good experience. Glad I got to go through it. That's my final thoughts. Yeah.
So my moment of clarity with college,
or just anything in general.
No, we can stick to college.
Okay.
It made me
because last
mix
week
and match.
You gave yourself a moment of clarity.
I just want to keep that going. You know what I'm saying? So this moment of clarity, big shout out to Keith. What's going on? No, my moment of clarity would be to myself through college because it made me this cool person that you see today. It made me this wonderful young, vibrant guy that I am right now.
Vibrant, huh?
It made me the charmer that I am today. What's up, folks? And everything of that sense. So, I just wanted to give myself a shout out for finishing college the way I did, even though it took me a little longer than expected. But
shout out
I
to
did
you,
it.
dog.
It made me this icon that I am today.
I'm just an icon.
Let's just not let him do moment of clarity moving forward. We're gonna cut you from this segment.
Nah, cause I gotta. If you ain't gonna pat yourself on the back, who gonna do it for you?
Big facts.
I did. I think we commended you for going through the experience.
Skeeta's heavy-handed, so I'm good. I don't need that pat on the back.
Blame my mother for that. Hey, mom.
I'm sorry. You have one? I'm distracted.
Moment of clarity.
Yeah.
All right. So as much as I was talking shit this whole thing, shout out to everybody who graduated again. Don't let my shit talk hinder you guys from following your path. If you guys want to follow through with college, go for it. Just follow through, get that experience. If you don't want to follow through, if you feel like it's not worth it, pull out, pause.
Hey, yo.
Pausing.
Any other moment of clarity for myself? Yeah, it's a new month. It's my birthday month.
Oh, yeah. Old mother.
Whatever. You owe too. I wish everybody good health and good wealth. I hope whatever desires anybody have, I hope it manifests back to you some way, somehow.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for my manifestations to come back soon. So yeah, as long as I stay aligned and stay focused.
You're a real complex person when you
I am.
get real deep in your thoughts.
I am
Everything, so.
very much so, and I love that about myself.
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure you do.
that's my moment of clarity.
All right, my moment of clarity. Just want to give a chance. Well, just want to give praise to my brother Jordan. He has a baby shower today. Not
Ooh.
gonna be able to make it. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry about all that.
Ouch.
Definitely send you my gift when I can. But just
Everybody's
shout out to
having
you.
babies, man.
I know. Actually, my sister's having one too at the end of the month. I have to go to her baby shower. I promise, Erica, I will definitely make it. I'll make it to one of them.
Damn.
But I just
There you
want to
go.
give praise for them. I'm just really excited about them being parents. I think they're very mature. I think they're good parents. They have good nurturing skills. I'm excited to see that, and so I just want to give them a shout out and give them some praise.
Can you-
For that?
Can you shout out to both of them?
Thank you.
Shout out my boy
I'm sure
Josh,
they'll
by the way.
appreciate
He
it.
graduated yesterday.
I feel like we're going to
Continue.
turn our moment of clarity to just like a shout out session.
No,
Pretty soon.
no, I
It's
got
gonna
one last.
transition.
I got one last question. It ain't got nothing to
Yeah.
do with. But can you catch a pregnant vibe? Like,
You mean like
if
baby fever?
everybody's having babies, can you like catch that like it's a cold or something, and then it hits
No.
you, and then you sick, and then
That sounds like baby fever you have, but
Baby
like
fever?
you
I
actually
don't
go
want to
through
call it
with
baby
it.
fever. Well, okay, maybe, but baby fever is something that you want it to happen.
Yeah, I've gotten
Like, what
father
if I
fever.
like, I just
yeah.
caught a pregnant vibe. Like, I'm gonna
I've
have
gotten
a baby
like
now.
father
No.
fever where I like want to be a dad for the good moments and then not the other stuff like the changing the diapers and
you
staying
wanna
up
have a
late.
little junior?
No, I do not. No, not time soon. I've had father fever. It's like, oh, it'd be cool to be a dad,
I'll
but
tell you
then
what,
like not
changing-
baby fever.
Changing
Like,
diaper builds character.
It does.
Changing shitty diapers. Yep.
mhm.
I
builds
don't think my
character.
character has been built off of changing my niece's diapers all her
Oh,
life.
wait
She's
till-
only 4.
Wait till you have one of your own.
What?
Wait till you
You
have
see, it's
one
that
on your
pregnant
own.
vibe that I
Oh,
was
wait.
talking. I was talking about.
That's what?
Oh, wait.
I'm just saying, wait. If you ever decide to have one, you'll see on your own.
Well, I'm 35 now, so I don't
Clearly.
think that's
Alright.
happening.
Well, that kind of pretty much concludes our time. Again, we want to thank you for supporting us. We got at least over 100 views on our first episode, and that was just to
shout out
introduce
to
ourselves.
y'all.
Second episode has dropped yesterday. It's about Aisha Curry. Like we said, we need feedback. We need comments. I see a lot of
All of
views.
Every
Got
all of
time.
80 views, and then like no one says anything. So
We got
do
one
a lot.
comment from my guy Smooth.
Right. Shout out to me.
shout shout out to Smooth.
Keep throwing me off track, man. I was just saying I had a whole spill.
My bad.
Distracting me. Again, support the new second episode. We need feedback. We want to know what you guys want to hear. We got more topics coming soon, but we want to make sure that it's entertaining and it pertains to you guys in general. So please give us that feedback. We got a lot of special guest requests. No, not happening. At least no time soon. We're still trying to establish ourselves
Yes.
before we bring up other people. in
Yes.
here.
Let us
So,
get let us
right,
get comfortable.
Right. Everything in due time, but let us be. So
We
yeah,
appreciate
support,
the
subscribe.
interests.
Definitely do.
We it's letting us know that people do want to be a part of it. It's actually
Mhm.
showing that you support.
Gotcha.
We love you guys.
But you know, you'll get the airtime pretty soon. Just relax a little bit.
Gotcha. So
Let us- let
support,
us-
subscribe, like everything on AG.
Yes.
There's a new Facebook page that I know Marquise had set up.
Yes, it's Ox Life Podcast. That's the page. You can find it on
right.
Facebook.
Facebookie.
Ox Life is the channel on YouTube to subscribe
Mhm.
to. You can follow us on each and
Mhm.
on our individual pages. Neldo number 9,
Neldo _9. Yeah.
and
One of
then
those. Something like that.
Colombiana _.
Whoa.
Federico.
That's actually a good movie. Shout out to Zoe Saldana's fine ass. _Federico.
And then mine's _AQ_. I think I'm gonna change that. I
Yeah,
need something
because
new.
that's.
I think I'm gonna
that's
change the Q to
dumb.
baby.
I change my
That's
name
a
like
dumb,
every
dumb,
month.
dumb
so,
format
Yeah.
of a name.
with
I'll
that
give it
being-
to y'all whenever it's changed.
Gotcha. So with that being said, signing off. Ox Life Podcast. Stay tuned.
Signing
Stay
out.
tuned.
And we'll be back
Yeah.
for more.
Yeah.
Alright.